album cover right here. Now, Lovers and Madmen is one of the origin stories for the Joker. One of the many origin stories for the Joker. See, what you gotta understand is when you read Batman comics, the Joker's origin is not set in stone. It's not finite. It always changes. Sometimes he's a devoted husband with a child along the way, and things just go crappy for him. Or he's a petty criminal who happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And in stories like these, he is a downright evil criminal that is psychotic and has a sick fascination with Batman. Now, I wasn't going to pick up Lovers and Madmen. I didn't see the need to. I already had all the other origin stories for Joker, and another one's just going to come out after this, and I'm comfortable with what I've read for the Joker's origin. However, two things prompted me to get this. The first of which is that my comic book store is having a 20-year sale. Yeah, they've been around for 20 years, and throughout the week they've been basically marking down everything in the store temporarily, from 20% to 25 to 30%, 35 to 40, and then eventually to 50. And seeing that there's a 50% off sale, I might as well pick this up. I mean, who knows, I might like it. Second reason is because out of all the Batman stories that I have not reviewed yet, this is probably the most requested by people. People love this story. They think it's awesome and they want me to review it, which really kind of confuses me, because if you already like the story, why do you want me to review it? Do you want some kind of seal of approval from me? Aw, that's flattering. Putting my ego aside, the fact of the matter is this is big time requested by people. They want to hear me review this and see my thoughts on it. So the question is this, will Lovers and Madmen be a good Joker story that goes up there with stuff like The Man Who Laughs and Killing Joke? Or will it just go into my crap pile? Well, we're just going to have to see. Let's get into the story itself. This is set in Batman's first year, where he's actually starting to clean up Gotham. Gotham's getting to be safe again because he's taking out all the criminals. It's basically become quiet in the grim city of Gotham. However, a new individual comes along, known simply as Jack, and he has, well, a psychotic personality. He kills. He has no method, no reason. He doesn't take money. He doesn't do anything that a normal criminal would do. This causes Batman to go a little loopy because everything he's learned is not applying to this individual. The two have huge confrontations with each other, and eventually it comes to the point where Batman might actually cross the line and start working on the dark side to take down this criminal. Eventually things go awry for Jack, and he becomes the Joker. He falls into the bad chemicals. They do that for this origin story. And, of course, he wants to screw around with Batman. So will Batman be able to overcome this new kind of criminal, the Joker, or will hundreds of people die in the process? With that said, let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, one thing I do like about this story is that it doesn't paint out the Joker to be a sympathetic character. One thing I never liked about The Killing Joke is the fact that he had a family and that he was kind of viewed as a sympathetic character. You could actually feel bad for him. The Joker is supposed to be a cold-hearted, murderous criminal. I shouldn't have to be sympathetic towards him, and I don't feel sympathetic towards him here. He is just downright evil. Evil and psychotic. And it's kind of cool that we have that with him in this. In addition to that, the art kind of works well with the feel of the story. It's gritty, it's very kind of macabre in a way. It looks weird at times, mind you, but it works well for the story itself. The dialogue isn't bad either. It's not fantastic. There's some points where I have to chuckle at just how cheesy it can be. But at other points, it's good. It does a service to the cause. And the story is nice and neatly wrapped up, and it's well formulated. Bad. Well, the first bad in this is that they omit the Red Hood aspect of Joker's origin. In most all of Joker's origins, Red Hood is part of it. And they kind of omit it, and I don't like that. I know, maybe I'm just being a little old-fashioned, but I'd like to see the Red Hood concept added into the Joker's origin. It's just like a part of the Joker that's always mentioned in the Batman mythos, which makes me come to question exactly how canon this story is. Anyways, moving on. The next thing I didn't like about this is that it was just too cliche. Batman's cleaning up Gotham. He falls in love. However, a new enemy arises he doesn't know how to deal with. He goes to the dark side and takes them on. And at the end, he realizes that maybe he should not have love in his life. Seriously, I mean, this story has been told a million times. Just because we do different characters, or maybe a different concept in there, it feels very cliche. It feels like I've read this in about a million other Batman stories set in the origin. Like the Dark Moon Rising series, or most of the Legend of the Dark Knight series deal with Batman falling in love and then having to give up the love so he can deal with the evil of the world. It just gets old and boring after a while. In addition to that, the Batman in this really kind of does turn to the dark side a little too quickly. He allows criminals to go out and basically try to murder the individual who will soon become the Joker. Doesn't seem like something Batman would do. So, those are the bads. Whether or not you should get them. Well, let me just say this up front first. Put a little cushioning on what I'm going to say. This wasn't a bad story. It was well formulated, the dialogue was good, and had a good atmosphere. However, as an origin story for the Joker, I just wasn't impressed. It was too cliche, it omitted some of the things that are cemented about the Joker's origin, and it just didn't work out well for me, at least with Batman as a character. This would have worked really well for me as a reader if it was an Elseworld story, if this was set in some other Batman universe. But as far as my research has gone, and granted my research is not perfect, this is considered canon, or at least aspects of it is considered canon. I guess what you have to understand is with the Joker is that with all the origin stories, they're all canon. Even the crazy ones are canon. That's the thing with the Joker. Anything's possible. Do I recommend picking this up? Not really. I hate to say it. I know a lot of people like it, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as something like The Man Who Laughs, which is kind of funny because I enjoy that a lot, but a lot of people didn't. I thought The Man Who Laughs was a very traditional Batman-Joker confrontation, which didn't get too personal too quickly, and it kind of works well with the earlier stuff with the Joker, where he wasn't as personal as a villain as the Batman has him now. He was kind of just another addition to his rogue gallery. Eventually he does become the arch nemesis of Batman, but he's just another loony. In addition to that, Joker is, I don't know, well painted out. It's like a mixture of his modern and Silver Age, along with his Golden and Bronze Age, all mixed together. He's psychotic, but he's still a criminal. It worked out well. And the Killing Joke's origin was, for the most part, good, except for the family aspect. I'm sorry if I didn't like this and this upsetted people, but really I do not recommend it. It's not worth it. Pick up the Killing Joke or The Man Who Laughs. I think they're better origin stories than this. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andy saying peace out for now.